Why in that matchup, though, do you give the edge to I know you should favor him over everyone.
Shakur beat everybody. It don't matter who it is. Shakur beating them, so it don't matter. Shakur over everybody. That's how it's going to be.
I mean, that's a great fight. Shakur is a hell of a talent. I don't think that he's Devin at all, but we'll see. We hear a lot of, the media and jumping in the ring, like Devin always says, you got to put some substance with it and talk to the right people and do the right things and do it the right way, and let's make it happen.
When you got that much money, you know what I mean, it's hard to be salty about anything, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's just the way that it is. It's the new era, it's the Devin Haney era, and that's what it is. And he's hanging on to the Floyd Mayweather era. I mean, so hard, he choked out Terence Crawford. He's still talking about he in boxing. Terence Crawford couldn't have an era to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favorite? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Taking that risk to do something off.
Yeah.
He got to just be a little bit more of a risk taker. But he got to learn it with the feet so he knows when and why he's taking that risk.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me?
Yeah.
That's where people like myself come in because I understand that. And they would say, why you trying? The reason I don't say much more, Steven, because I don't never want guys to think I'm trying to.
You hating on him?
I'm trying to take your
this is knowledge.
This is all it is.
Terence Crawford reacts to Bill Haney threatening Shakur Stevenson and laughs at him. Bill Haney recently slammed Shakur Stevenson, accusing him of dodging the biggest challenges after news of a potential fight with Devin Haney surfaced. He sends a direct message across the division, making it clear the ball is in Shakur's court. From his perspective, Devin is prepared whenever the call comes, and there will be no delays or second thoughts. With that confidence, Bill leaves the door open and waits to see if Shakur is willing to walk through it.
Did you see Shakur's interview where he said that he might fight Devin at 47 if he was on the rehydration clause?
He had an opportunity and there was no clauses, there was none of that, you know what I mean? Obviously with them, the time will be right for them to fight, now. You know what I'm saying? The weight that they fight at, they've always been one weight behind each other or one weight after. Shakur will come up, you know what I mean? Devin will be at that weight for, have been campaigning at that weight. It's on him. You know what I mean? It's on him. He knows that he's going to get this fade sooner or later. So it's only a matter of time. Obviously, we can't go down. We can't go down to 135. So he would have to come up, and he can get this work anytime he ready.
Terence Crawford weighs in on the tension and makes his stance clear. He backs Shakur Stevenson as a rare talent he believes can handle anyone in front of him, and he brushes off Bill Haney's warnings with a laugh. With supreme confidence, Crawford doubles down and hints that Devin's future could end when they finally meet.
Man, that boy's special. That boy's special. Shakur's, one of a kind, He adapt to every fighter, and then once he adapt to you, it's a long night.
So he can make Devin give up his height, not necessarily have to just go after him.
We didn't see Shakur go forward. We didn't see Shakur stay in the pocket. We didn't see Shakur move. We didn't see, how defense minded he been. Shakur is just all around a great fighter.
You feel like Haney should move up to 40 though, or stay at 35? Take the Shakur fight.
Well, I don't know. Listen, I know what it feels like to be struggling to make 135. I was there, for some time.
Bill Haney points to Devin's deep roots in the sport as proof of who he is. He believes the years of experience and success before the bright lights separate his son from the rest, and he presents Devin as a rare level of talent who doesn't need comparison to anyone else.
We got too much, you don't have that much amateur background and that much boxing in you to be saying that you're a TikTok star. He's trying to fool us with that smile and all that shit. You know what I mean? But he's a fighter. He's a fighter posing as a TikTok star to draw attention to his boxing.
Bill Haney steps forward with a bold message about where the sport stands right now. In his eyes, the spotlight belongs to his son, and he believes Devin doesn't need to lean on any other superstar to command attention. With full confidence, Bill makes it clear he sees this moment as belonging entirely to the Haney name.
You dig? It's an era where Terence was in the shadows of Floyd. And when Devin came along, there was no shadow that was big enough. Because we're not taking no prisoners. We know that our job is to get to the Mount Rushmore of boxing. where the greats are.
Bill Haney has made it clear that Devin Haney will not accept any rehydration clauses, refusing to limit him after the weigh-in. He warns that adding such conditions could quickly derail negotiations with Shakur Stevenson.
Is that a fight you guys are seeking, or are you leaving it alone since he's saying that it would require Devin to get a rehydration clause? Is that something you're willing to get on a phone and discuss how many pounds exactly?
Well, when you're speaking about Debo, you might hear a whole lot of that's inconsistent with things that you say about normal fighters. When you talk about a generational talent like Dev, you would expect those that are elite to look to have, to be on a level playing field. What you weigh is what you weigh, and how you get down the next day is, it's what it's all about,
Mickey Bay argued against adding a rehydration clause to a Stevenson versus Haney fight, saying elite fighters shouldn't have limits imposed on their weight after the scale. In his view, if both camps agree to the bout, it should happen under normal conditions without unnecessary restrictions.
When you hear that Stevenson wants a rehydration clause with Devin, knowing that this has been a rivalry for a while, what do you think about that? Like, what was your reaction to that?
Believe in rehydration clauses unless the fighter's overweight. If a fighter's overweight, by all means. But if you want to fight a guy, I think you should just fight him. I ain't saying that I'm only not with them two, no, because he not that much bigger than Shakur. They always been like one weight apart. But I'm saying some fights may be an exception, but I don't think fighters that good need him. Floyd, well, he did it, I think, against Canelo, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, I ain't gonna bring him up because Floyd is Floyd. Like but
yeah, we're gonna get into him in a second too.
Yeah, Floyd is Floyd, like, at the end of the day.
Mickey Bay offered a measured take on a possible Stevenson versus Haney fight, focusing on the practical side over hype. He explained that Haney could comfortably move up in weight and manage the pressure thanks to his experience, while size would be the biggest factor. Stevenson, naturally smaller but extremely fast and precise, could actually play into Haney's hands, since smaller fighters often rely more on movement than raw power.
Yeah, I ain't gonna bring him up because Floyd is Floyd. Like, But,
yeah, we're gonna get into him in a second too.
Yeah, Floyd is Floyd, like, at the end of the day. But when it comes to boxing, but no, with Ben and Shakur, I don't think he need one. So I would rather have more money than pay him more. And then because if you could beat him, I think he could just beat him, flat out beat him. Sometimes a weight advantage ain't always good.
No, but Shakur wants it with Devin too.
No, that don't need a weight. That don't need one either. If you're gonna fight a guy, just fight him. And then say if the fighter's overweight, then it should be a weight clause. That should be a rule. What in boxing, like,
Floyd Mayweather steps into the conversation with praise for both sides. He highlights Devin Haney's long unbeaten run since turning pro at a young age, while also reminding everyone that Shakur Stevenson stayed amateur to chase Olympic glory and delivered performances he believes deserved the highest reward. In the end, Floyd's message is simple: there is room to respect and support both fighters at the same time.
Now I know Devin Haney is 27, Shakur is 28. Devin Haney entered the pro ranks early. Shakur stayed in the amateurs to attempt to become Olympic gold medals. And he should have been. He beat Robeisy Ramirez, in my opinion. Nonetheless, he didn't get the nod. So Floyd is saying that they should be celebrated. They should be uplifted, as you see here. Statement, right? And they need to be treated fair. The issue that I have with this statement is that Shakur Stevenson was looking to actually sign with Floyd, and Floyd didn't sign him. Devin Haney looked up to Floyd Mayweather, trained with his father, trained with his uncle, trained with him. And he was eager to see Ryan Garcia beat him because he had a spat with Devin Haney's father, trainer, and manager, CEO of DHP, Devin Haney Promotions, Bill Haney.
There's a twist in the history between all of them. Shakur Stevenson once tried to align himself with Floyd Mayweather but never secured that opportunity, while Devin Haney grew up studying Floyd and learning directly from the people around him, including the man himself. Both fighters carry pieces of Mayweather's blueprint in the way they move and think inside the ring. Because of that influence, Floyd's words still carry serious weight, even if his backing hasn't always arrived the same way for each of them.
Floyd Mayweather has the power to support these young fighters who look up clearly. Shakur and Devin model their game after him and look up to him, right? As they should. And how often does Floyd reciprocate that? Now I know he shows up. Shakur says when he calls, he answers. Devin says when he calls, he answers. He'll show up if they call, like, to the gym, sparring. He showed up for Shakur, right? Show up for them at the fights for them. The way, and everybody's different. Don't get me wrong, right? He's enjoying the fruits of his labor. Promote them.
Paulie Malignaggi believes now is the perfect moment for Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney to face off. With both men holding titles and already established as top stars, he sees their contrasting styles and accomplishments, making this fight not just thrilling for fans, but also an important moment for the sport itself.
Than it had back then. And back then it was really, really something that you wanted to see. But now, because of Shakur's recent performance and Haney still being undefeated and having righted the ship, winning as an underdog, against Brian Norman, I rate that. I rate when you take on a fight as an underdog and you win it. I rate that. You know, that's why Haney, for me, got into the circle of trust, because he wasn't trying to milk the whole business like Gervonta Davis has. So he's taking on these kind of challenges. He's winning them. He built himself up to that level to now, okay, take on all comers. Win or lose, take on all comers. He's got that win over Norman as an underdog. You can say what you want post in hindsight. In foresight, a lot of people were picking against Haney. He gets that win. Shakur, in the meantime, makes his name bigger. You gotta pump those numbers up, and he pumped those numbers up by winning the Teofimo Lopez fight. Now, you know what? Okay, now there's an interest from both fighters. A lot more money, a lot more at stake, a lot more, again, ambition. I like to use that word, ambition, today.
Voices around the sport grow louder, pushing Shakur Stevenson to quit waiting and take the leap. They believe the only way to silence debate is to face Devin Haney now and show he can deliver against the very best.
If Shakur Stevenson want to keep that momentum and daring to be great, enhancing his greatness, we all know he's motivated and inspired by his mentor, Terence Crawford, then his next fight should be versus Devin the Dream Haney, moving up to the 147-pound division, because with that victory, he'll become a 5-division world champion, 3-division lineal champion, because I'm sure that Turkey Al Sheikh Ring will put that fight, will put the ring belt on the line, because I believe that Devin Haney is probably the best welterweight at the moment. He'll accomplish all of that by the age of 29. 5-division world champion, 3-division lineal champion. Come on now. Hey, Shakur Stevenson, you're the WBO champion, 140-pound division. You could easily petition the WBO to make you the immediate mandatory to Devin the Dream Haney. I think that's the best fight right there. Let me know what y'all think.
Andre Ward gets animated when discussing a possible showdown between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, calling it a matchup he truly wants to see because of the confidence Devin brings and the powerful position Shakur currently holds, which makes the stakes feel even bigger. Shifting away from boxing, Ward also offers a Super Bowl prediction, siding with Seattle because he respects the disciplined, business-like culture their coach has built for moments under pressure.
Your Bray Bro said he'll take Lil Bro and Big Bro. Keyshawn,
who that?
Devin said he'll take Lil Bro and Big Bro.
Yeah, I want to see
Meaning
that.
Keyshawn and Shakur.
I want to see it. Keyshawn is dangerous right now. I want to see it.
You got any prediction for the Super Bowl, Seahawks or the Patriots?
I think the Seahawks gonna do it, bro. I think they're gonna do it. Just the way they looking and the way they playing. The head coach has a temperament about him, man, where it's like, hey, we happy to be here, but we got business to handle. The team is taking on that identity, man, and I respect it.
Bruce Crinkton predicts Shakur Stevenson would take command of the fight with his movement and precision. He believes Stevenson's positioning, timing, and ring IQ could neutralize Haney's attacks, minimize exchanges, and turn the matchup into a strategic, tactical battle.
Who would you favor at 147 between him and Devin? Shakur.
That's a tough fight. I like both of those styles together, but I do think that Shakur is just more defensively sound and aware. it's possible that Shakur may win that fight. I feel like he's a problem for a lot of guys because of his style.
Floyd Scofield also offers his take on the politics shaping the division, pointing to powerful figures behind the scenes who, in his view, try to keep certain matchups from colliding so everyone can thrive. Even with that reality, he paints Devin Haney as someone willing to step in with anybody, confident that a fight involving him will always deliver. At the same time, Scofield suggests the risk of another stumble makes Team Haney more cautious than they let on, whether they admit it publicly or not.
So it don't matter which one go up there. Devin is Devin. Devin going to show up. It's going to be a great fight with either one of them. Because Devin took a loss, and he don't want to take another loss, whether he got it cleaned off his record or not. He don't want to take another
fight, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Both of them are good fight. I don't think Keyshawn is going to beat Devin. I really don't believe Keyshawn will beat Devin.
Too much experience? Why?
I don't know. I just don't see, but off my prediction yesterday, I'm not gonna get that because people will say things. But skill-wise, I don't believe this new Devin that showed up his last fight, Keyshawn is gonna be able to run through like he did Ortiz, a smaller guy who seemed like he didn't want to be in there.
I ain't gonna lie, as much as I don't like Devin, I did not expect Devin to do that to Norm.
Floyd Scofield says both potential matchups would be exciting, but he's clear that Keyshawn Davis wouldn't stand a chance against Devin Haney. He points to Devin's experience and the sharp, resilient version of him from his last fight, contrasting it with Davis's win over Ortiz, which he felt lacked intensity. Even under pressure, Haney showed he could absorb punishment without breaking, proving his toughness and skill. For Scofield, it's simple. Devin Haney is a fighter no one should underestimate.
And Norm was catching him too and didn't even buckle Devin, so I don't know.
And Keyshawn's performance wasn't great. It was good he stopped him, that the referee gave him a gift. Because the ref stopped it. He didn't even give Ortiz a chance to stand up. Not saying Ortiz would have won, but it wouldn't have been a knockout in that 12 seconds. No, that's what I'm saying, but it wouldn't have been a knockout. The ref gave that gift. He didn't even get his man the count to get up to 8. So, or to 10. So, I don't know. I would want to see the Keyshawn and Devin fight.
Key do got some dog in him, so I would like to see that.
I like the new version of them though. I like the God more in it. The maturity of seeing them grow up as fathers. Like, yo, just to see these young men get into these points is amazing. And they still in their 20s. So I can imagine them in their 30s. You know?
Bernie Thaw Boxer examined a potential Stevenson versus Haney matchup by highlighting what Shakur has already accomplished. He pointed to a championship run across 4 divisions, lineal titles, and multiple Ring Magazine honors, showcasing a career built on consistency and control. For Bernie, this resume shows more than skill. It proves Stevenson can adapt to different styles, handle new challenges, and still come out on top, making him a tough puzzle for any opponent.
After the fight, Conor Ben comes into the ring. They talk, have some words, but Shakur Stevenson said, I want to put that same rehydration clause you put on Chris Eubank. Tell me, what did you get out of that moment in the ring?
Well, I heard on the press conference where I think it was his manager said that, that was a clown move, but I think Shakur invited that, I don't even know if I would have said all that about Conor being right then, but I think he really wants that fight. He really wants the money for the fight. He been saying that, and now he came through victorious. I think he really wants that money for that fight. He wants the money for the fight.
Meanwhile, Tim Bradley reflects on the impact Terence Crawford has had on Shakur Stevenson, comparing it to how Crawford once guided him. He calls Crawford one of boxing's all-time greats, but believes Shakur has the chance to go even further, not by copying Crawford's multi-division titles, but by taking opportunities that weren't available in Crawford's era. With his talent, discipline, and the right timing, Bradley sees Shakur building a legacy that could surpass even one of the sport's best.
But I feel like Shakur, just like Crawford was with me, Shakur has the ability to pass Terence Crawford. Listen up. Now, not in the stance of becoming 3-time undisputed and, going up to, that many weight classes. Not from that standpoint. He already has 4 weight classes. Crawford is a 5-weight division champion. But in a sense of having the opportunities that Crawford didn't have. Crawford would have been even bigger than what he is if the politics didn't play into the sport at the time. And now that, You know, you have guys like Turkey Al-Sheikh that are able to bridge that gap between promoters and, you know, make these big fights happen.
Challenges are still present, but watching Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson in action shows just how tough they are to defeat. Their ongoing exchanges keep the tension high and fans on edge, making the anticipation for a showdown almost impossible to ignore.
Is Devin Haney going to concede to that? I doubt it. So there's a major obstacle in the way. But nonetheless, as you watch these two fighters fight, you can clearly see, outside of cheating, they're more than likely not going to lose, right? With that said, Devin Haney immediately responds to Shakur. Shakur responds to Devin, right? Again, we had the initial four kings. It was Devin, Ryan, Teo, and Tank Davis, right? It was supposed to be the Four Kings 2.0, from the Marvin Hagler, Tommy Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran. And I asked Shakur this.
Analysts point out that the growing rivalry between Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Keyshawn Davis is one of boxing's most exciting stories right now. Haney stands out for his discipline, smart jab, and high ring IQ, making him one of the sharpest technicians in the lightweight and junior welterweight ranks. Stevenson, on the other hand, draws attention for his defensive skill, perfect timing, and ability to control fights with pinpoint accuracy.
Devin Haney is a tremendous fighter, but obviously he believes in himself and that he will beat Devin Haney. To that, Devin Haney responded, "I believe you're a tremendous fighter, but I'll beat you." And then Devin Haney stated, "Well, I want to fight your little brother, who is Keyshawn Davis, superstar, WBO former lightweight world champion, who called out Devin Haney and stated because he didn't like how Devin Haney treated him when they was younger, when Shakur brought him around, so on and so forth." So Devin Haney said, "You know something? I want to fight Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn, let's make it happen. And then you're the little brother," because Shakur and Keyshawn made it abundantly clear they have no interest in fighting each other because of their relationship, although they're not blood brothers. So Devin Haney said, "Well, I'll fight little brother."
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time and make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon to get notified about our latest videos.